Hey everyone, welcome to another week of Wednesday night OWCP chats with Chris and Gini. I'm Gini.
Hey everybody.
This is Chris.
Yeah.
We come on here every week unless we specify why we can't come on.
Which is why we were gone the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're on vacation. We finally had our wedding reception with all of our family and friends.
It didn't rain. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's all we could ask for. So we're on here. We educate, we teach, we come to union meetings, we come to conventions, and we educate everyone on OWCP for how many dollars?
$0.
$0.
Yeah, it is free.
Yeah. I know somebody on here on the post said that, and this is from Joe Back, I'm still looking for doctors to treat OWCP patients. So frustrating to have to deal with doctors not wanting to deal with OWCP.
No doubt.
So as you guys all know, we are franchising. So we're working very hard and pinning down doctors that would be good for you guys that want to do OWCP, who's not going to get frustrated, who's not going to give up on you.
And right now we have 14, 15, 16, 17 prospect locations. So that's a lot. I'm actually thinking that I'm glad I took vacation when I did, because there won't be any more vacation for quite a while because I have to train these offices.
Yeah.
So we're really working hard on this. And then in a couple of weeks, we'll have a meeting with another, hopefully, 40 doctors around the country. So the goal is very rapidly to ramp up and have a doctor in your area, or at least in 50 miles from your area, which would be nice, a nice improvement for you.
Yeah, so, I mean, we can't put one, like we always say, we can't put one in every city like McDonald's, at every corner. But we will put one in distance where there's at least a couple in each state.
At least one. I mean, right now you can go to
none.
Iowa, and there's not one. And there's a lot of Iowas out there. So, we're aware of that, and we're working hard on it.
Yep. So, with that said, tonight we're going to do Q&A. You ask, we answer your questions. We're also going to be talking about those of you that got Chris's book and what you thought of it, and maybe what we could put in book number 2 coming out in the future.
More importantly, what questions do you have? More than 300 of you have gotten the book, and surely there's questions. So what I want to be able to do is give you an opportunity to ask questions that you felt were unanswered in the book. And if I find that there's a lot of that, then in future volumes I'll make sure that I have that answered.
Yeah. So we got Virginia USPS. Hello everybody. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
We were off for 2 weeks.
We were. And by the way, everyone take this time to share. All you have to do is hit the share button right now. It'll share to your news feed, and your friends and coworkers who this is relevant to will be able to see that it's going on. So please hit the share button. It's so easy. You can do it right now.
Yeah.
Hold on. Just wait a minute. Okay, good. So you shared it. Everybody that comes on should share. Like and follow the page as well. We'll get at least 10,000 people a week watching this, and we have less than 6,000 people following. I don't get it. So just hit the follow button before you leave the page. Hit like and follow, because you like it and you should follow it. Yeah. So hit the buttons like, follow, and share. As you can see on my hat, just a subliminal message. Make that happen.
You have to go like that.
Like and share. Like and share, folks. So get that done. Let's get a lot of people watching. We've been off for a couple of weeks, and everyone's got a lot of questions, and we want to be able to answer them here. And your questions are questions that other people have as well.
Yep.
And so that's why I like doing this. It's kind of a topicless topic, because it's whatever you want to know. Keep your questions confined to OWCP. If you ask something outside of it, I might know the answer, but if I don't, I'll let you know. But on OWCP, I'll probably know the answer.
Yeah. Hello, Marianne, Tommy. Hello, Sandy from Alabama.
Hey, Alabama.
Hey,
Roll Tide.
How are you?
Or War Eagle, whichever way you roll.
Webb, I hope everything is going great in Utah. I will be there in November for the week of Thanksgiving.
Every November. We'd love to meet you.
All right, so Angie, we're going to start our questions. Don't forget, this is a Q&A. You ask your questions, we answer it. So, and if you have any questions about the book as well, and anything you want to share on the feed, go ahead and type it in.
So pin the web address. But one question that everyone's going to ask, I'm going to hear all night long, is where do I find the book? If you go to the title.com, so breakingowcp.com is the website where you can get the book. Just a couple of things about this. I'm going to mention it a few times throughout this this live broadcast because more people are going to jump on later. Go to the website tonight and take a look, because I added a section that's called free downloads. Free downloads. And these are really important. What I did is I added some documents that are going to help you that you can just download from my website at breakingowcp.com. There's a document that you can use that will assist you in getting paid on a CA7 form. Now, bear in mind, I created these documents. These are not official OWCP forms. These are Chris Helms forms, okay?
Yeah.
And so if Helms Publishing doesn't get you paid, it's not for lack of effort. So there's a form for that. There is a form for you to request a CA16. Many of you are hesitant to go to your supervisors, or your supervisor will give you a hard time or give you some bad information. And so I created a form that you can fill out to get your CA16. So I want you to download that form. I also downloaded a form for writing your own employee statement. Because when you get injured with a CA1, it's important that right away you can write a statement, and that statement matches your CA1, and that statement in the CA1 matches the doctor's narrative. And so this is a way for you to get all the information together in one place and have greater success at getting your case accepted. There's another form there, and I can't remember what it is, but there are 4. So if I remember, I'll tell you. But go to breakingowcp.com and check out the free download tab and download those forms, and let your friends know. Let your coworkers know it's there. This stuff doesn't exist.
Right.
Outside of that website, you can't find this anywhere in the world. So I made it for you to try to make your lives easier, and I hope that it does that. So go to breakingowcp.com and get the free forms.
Oh, let's see. My aunt's on there. My cousin Belle is on there. Hey, Belle. How is everybody doing in Jersey? Maria's watching. Sandy Nanny said, "Roll Tide."
Roll Tide.
Okay, let me start going over all these questions here. So the first question it's from Angie Hutchinson.
Hey, Angie.
So Department of Labor has ignored my calls and uploads since the 1st of June. I've left messages, emailed. They claimed it was being set up to the supervisor on the 11th. But my case is approved, but my caseworker won't return calls. And she has several open CA7s.
All right, so...
CA7As.
7As, so you're trying to get paid. What you want to do is call the district office. And, oh, by the way, I'm going to answer your question, but I need to do this. Our app is fully up and running now.
Oh, yeah, duh. The thing that I've been complaining about.
So it's related to your answer of a question, the question that you asked. Go to your app store if you have an iPhone, or the Google Play Store if you have Android, and download the Federal Injury Centers with an S app. Create your account. It's really easy. It's free. And on there, you'll be able to find a tab that says Find Your District Office, because this is an issue that a lot of people have. You want to locate your district office by finding your state, clicking on it, and dialing the number. But then talk to a supervisor. Talk to the head of the district office if you need to. But don't wait around for people to not answer your questions, okay? You have a right to get your questions answered. And by the way, if you upload documentation via eComp, there's a DCN number, document control number. And you need to make a note of that, plus a date and time that you uploaded it. Because some of these things have deadlines. They have to get things done within a time frame. So make sure you have that information when you call the district office.
Okay, so Matt Hayes asks, how long does a denial take for reconsideration?
How long does a denial take for reconsideration? Okay, so when you submit something, your doctor submits something, and it's denied. From there, you have 12 months to do a reconsideration, okay? Once all the information is in, there's no time frame with which they have to make a determination, okay? So the time frame you have to make sure you do is that you get your reconsideration within 12 months. Once it's in, you just need to be the squeaky wheel and call every day if that's what it takes to get it done. But they don't have a time frame with which to make a decision.
Yeah. Oh, and so funny, Linda Stoner says it can take up to 9 weeks, but keep calling them. The squeaky wheel gets oiled first.
Linda's right. I couldn't have said it better.
Oh, let's see. And Angie said, I've screenshot them every time.
Okay, good. Yeah, so you have the DCN. So you just need to get your district office and call and talk to a supervisor, a claims examiner supervisor, or a senior claims examiner supervisor. Whatever you have to do, don't just keep waiting without doing something else.
Yeah. So Gina asks, what is the next step I can expect after filing a CA2 and a case has already been created through workers' compensation?
Well, once you've filed the CA2, they're definitely going to create a case for you. They give you a 9-digit number. It doesn't mean your case is accepted. you've got to go see a doctor and get a medical narrative explaining your injury and how it's related to the job. And that's really critical. Most doctors don't know how to do it. That's the number one reason I'm franchising federal injury centers, is so that I can give a framework for doctors to be able to write these narratives. But I'm going to do this throughout. If you have the book, and you may have it already, a lot of you do, there's a lot in here on what your doctor needs to do in order to get your claim accepted. So if your doctor is not good at this, they might be able to get help by the book. So get that and make sure that the doctor is writing good narratives. But that's what's next.
1 second here. I'm gonna go back.
So again, breakingowcp.com is the website to get the book. A lot of you are going to get it tonight. I will package them up tonight before I go to sleep, and I'll mail them out tomorrow. That's what happens on a Wednesday night when we talk about it. People realize, oh gosh, I didn't know you had a book. I wrote the book during the lockdown, and I sat and wrote it because I know that you're all really struggling. And I'm not able to come and visit you. We can't go to the union meetings and conventions right now. And some of the unions don't want us to.
Yeah.
So, but I don't care. Obviously, I'm going to get you the information every way possible, hence this live video. But this book is a way to give you everything that I teach and then some, and a lot more, in a very condensed, sort of manual. Look how small this is. It's easy. Everyone reads it in like an hour, at least in the evening. And so get it, because it's going to answer your questions. All the questions you guys are asking tonight are answered in the book. So definitely do that for yourself and tell your friends.
Oh, Mary Ann said, I love my treasure, the book.
Thanks, Mary Ann.
Again, those of you that have the book, go ahead and hold the picture of the book and post it on our Wednesday night chats. I opened it so you're able to post on there.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. And the only reason is look, the book is cheap. The shipping is free. This is not a profit machine for me. This is a information machine for you. Its whole purpose is to help you. I've done everything I know to do in the last 10 years to be able to teach this and reduce denied claims. And in spite of it, it keeps happening. It's at an epidemic pace. It's unbelievable. So what we've tried to do with this book is make it easier for you to get your claims accepted and teach you how to sort of sidestep some of the pitfalls and the ditches you all fall in and can't get out of.
So some of you are asking, where do you get the book? I pinned it to the bottom of the page. So
It's
just go right at the bottom of the page.
This.com.
And you'll see it. So look at the bottom, right at the bottom, right there, down there. And you'll see that it says www.breakingowcp.com. The book is only $14.95, free shipping. And those of you that put in book orders tonight, we'll get them out by 3 o'clock tomorrow.
And there's also a Facebook page that's called Breaking OWCP. You should go to it and like and follow that page as well. A lot fewer of you have done that. But that's because I'm not promoting the heck out of this thing. I'm not... this is not a sales venture for me. This is an educational tool. So I haven't been out there like selling and beating the doors down. And as a result, many of you don't know that the book exists, and so I probably should do a better job, because there's some of you here tonight that are saying, wow, I didn't know that book is there, and I've had it for 2 months.
Yeah.
You can't find it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble because I don't want any markups on my book. You can only find it at my website. It stays cheap, and the shipping stays free.
Anna asks, what happens after they drop your case and you can't get an attorney?
Well, there's no time that you can't get an attorney, because that's just a financial transaction. I hope you don't need it. You can always get one. If they drop your case, it depends on why they did it. Oftentimes, they'll close a case. Like, for example, let's say that your medical bills never exceed $1,500. They'll close the case. But when the medical bills get to $1,501, they'll just automatically reopen it. There's a number of reasons cases get closed. Generally, we can get them reopened. One of the exceptions to that is if you miss a timeline that's a hard and fast timeline, and I hope that didn't happen.
Sorry, trying to share it here.
And all of you need to be sharing this. We're not sharing it to the union pages as much because many of the unions ask us not to. For the life of me, I don't know why your unions don't want you to have this information. Not all of them, by the way. Many of union presidents are friends of mine and understand the value of what we're doing and know that there's more in it for you than for me. And so if you're on here, I'm not talking about you, obviously. But some people don't want it on there. So if you want to share it, you do it yourself. But beware, we've had some people whose union told them to not share it. So even on your own page, you might not be able to. But keep coming here.
Yeah, so what I always tell people is that even regular people like us that are not federal employees, you all know a federal worker, and you're thinking, who do I know? I don't know anybody in TSA.
Your mailman.
I don't know the VA or whatever. Your mailman is a federal employee.
Yeah.
So you guys just tell him, hey, have you watched this site? I mean, I love my mailman. We joke around. He probably hates me because I have so many packages all the time.
He loves her.
You know, I'm always shopping online, and I know you guys don't really like that.
Yeah, they love it. What are you talking about? Keeps them in business.
Okay, Tanya, you said, Chris, when you get a moment, can you reach out to me? Just wanted to touch base with you.
Yeah, and Tanya, I saw your stuff, and I'm sorry we took some time off, and then the doctor was sick, very sick, and exposed to COVID. So, sorry about the delay, but I haven't forgotten you. Jennifer hasn't forgotten you. We're definitely on top of it.
Yeah. Anna, you said, no, I had a claim. They forced me into retirement, told me I couldn't get surgery, nothing else they could do, and dropped me. Oh, no.
Well, the reason they told you can't get surgery is probably your diagnosis wasn't surgical. That's something that's in the book, too, as far as how to do a diagnosis expansion. And why won't they let you have a surgery? Or why did they close your case early? Because your diagnosis is, as an example, a sprain. And they say, well, a sprain should have, cleared up already. When really you've got torn ligaments or a herniated disc. If I knew a little bit more about your case, I could probably help you, though.
Chris Wake, how long do you have to file a claim? So, we teach this and we say this almost every video.
And there's a huge section in the book about it. But we're going to tell you, obviously, I'm going to tell you.
So everybody on here, tell them how much time, if you've been paying attention to us and watching us and we've been educating you, how much time does he have to file a claim?
And while people are going to answer, I'm going to say it's not 72 hours. It's not 2 weeks.
90 days or 30 days.
It's not 30 days, and it's not 90 days, and it's not 45 days, and it's not 60 days. It is...
Nobody answered the question.
I'm just going to answer. It's 3 years.
Yes.
You have 3 years to file a claim. You have 3 years to file a CA1, and you have 3 years from the date that you knew your condition was work-related to file a CA2. 3 years. Unfortunately, what you're getting from management is that they say your time is over, or time is up. It's never true. In the book, I take it a step farther, though, and I have a whole chapter on the laws and rules and regulations so that you don't just say, no, that's not true. I have 3 years, not 30 days. But instead, you can say the CFR or whatever, the Code of Federal Regulations says it's 3 years, and here's the code. And I have it word for word in there. This is really valuable. This is a handbook to help you overcome management's dishonesty or lack of understanding themselves.
Yeah. Mr. Harvey, so Chris, it's 3 years. Don't let anyone else tell you any different. If they don't believe you, message us and we'll give you the law.
And the good news about the truth is it's the truth regardless if they believe it. It's 3 years.
All right. Mr. Harvey says, what is a timeline for submitting items for reimbursement, travel, medication, etc.?
Yeah, there's no timeline on that. When your claim's accepted, you have a right to go ahead and filing, so go ahead. Anytime.
Chris said, I was told 3 days by my postmaster.
Well,
that's wrong.
You were told the wrong thing. I'm going to say this in the book a lot because it's important that you all know. But I've got some remedies for this as well, as far as EEO claims and OSHA claims and grievances. And I know that some of you think grievance is a bad word, but regular members don't. Some of you others do. But it's a necessary thing that you have to do sometimes. You have to make it stop. It's not 3 days. It's 3 freaking years, okay? So look, it's not too late. Go ahead and report your injury, file your form. Unfortunately, you're probably not going to be eligible for a CA-16 because you have to report within 7 days. But if you can prove that you reported, I could probably help you get the 16 as well.
Yeah. There's some new people hopping on. Don't forget to share this to your page.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a family member that's a federal employee. This is really good for them to know about our page. Amber said, my claim was denied 2 times. So at the beginning of this month, I drove down to see Dr. Jones in Indianapolis.
Okay.
My reconsideration was submitted on June 2nd. I've been off work since December 2019. I have not received any income from OWCP at all.
Yeah.
Could I apply for the pandemic unemployment assistance, or will it mess up my case if and when I file my CA-7s?
That's a really great question, and I'm not usually stumped, but there's not usually a pandemic. So this is uncharted territory. I don't really know how to answer that, to be totally honest with you. I know that on the CA-7, when you're turning in for compensation, they ask you for other forms of compensation, so you may just have to, report it. I think that was a really smart idea, though, that you're thinking about the pandemic assistance. And I would not set, excuse me, I wouldn't set unpaid if I had a remedy for being paid.
Yeah.
So if that's something you could do, I mean, personally, I would do it. How it will affect your CA7 compensation, I don't know. But I do know that if your claim gets accepted, and if you've been to Indiana to see those doctors, your claim will probably get accepted. You'll be able to go back to day one and get paid for every day that you were off. And so kind of keep your head up and know that my experience with that office is that claims get accepted at a massively high rate.
Yeah.
So you're probably on the right track.
Aw, Ronald Jackson says, I love the book, baseball cap, t-shirts from you all. Aww.
Thanks, I really appreciate it. Yeah, you know,
get the book, people.
one of the things I did, and there was a huge delay because of the the COVID and shipping, because people weren't working in the warehouses and stuff.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about that, and Ronald, I appreciate your patience on that, by the way. Of all the orders that were delivered, mine was the order that I made for myself. This shirt I'm wearing was actually the very last one to be shipped out, but I think they're getting it together now. There's an apparel tab, and you can buy some different shirts, Wednesday Night Chat shirts, Breaking OWCP shirts, hats, other things like that. If you're interested in that sort of thing, it's just there in case you want it.
Yeah. Amber said that's awesome to hear. Okay. Carol says, for a CA2, does the employee narrative include any medical information or just work duties?
Well, the employee narrative, I don't know how could include medical information because you're not doctors. So when you're writing your own statement, which, by the way, go back to my website. I'm gonna plug this site all night long because it's so freaking useful to you. You all should be on it all the time. But if you go to breakingowcp.com, I uploaded a form, and it's on the free downloads page for employee statement. I recommend getting that. It is an employee statement for a CA1, but I think it'll be a good roadmap for a CA2 as well. But you can't really reasonably come up with medical information because you're not a doctor. You go to the doctor and have the doctor write the medical information. Write your own statement for what you think happened, but the doctor will know what happened.
Right.
You guys will put your information together.
So those of you that have the book, let me see the hearts on there. I want to see how many people have actually bought the book.
I really appreciate you getting it too, and I hope it's helpful. And just tell your friends.
Carol bought the book.
This
Good.
book is totally useless if it stays in the boxes in my garage. It's got to go out the door. You folks need it. I don't, because believe me, I know what's in the book. I wrote it.
Yeah.
You guys need it.
Valerie Miller says, is changing providers a red flag? Oh, look at all you guys that bought the book. Great. Thank you for the hearts and the likes. I want to see how many of you bought the book.
Don't ask the rest of that question yet. Valerie, you did it. That's the other form. A change of treating doctor form is the other thing that's in there. Change of treating doctor is hard. It's claims examiners don't like to say yes to it. But what I did is I made a form that you can fill out. This is not a standard form. This is my form. It's not a federal form. I made it. But they say you have to put in a request in writing to your claims examiner. And how do you do that? What in the heck should you put in there? So I made a nice little form. There's another column in case what I wrote in there doesn't apply to you, but it's a good start. It'll at least help you figure out how to write your document. If you want to write your own letter to the claims examiner, you'll know what to put in it. And it's a free download, so be sure you get it.
Yeah.
So go ahead and ask that, change the doctor.
So Valerie says, is changing providers a red flag? Advise having an attorney and federal OWCP doctor. A better chance if disability retirement is the only option. She has an approved CA1 currently.
Yeah, I don't think a change of treating doctor is a red flag at all. There's a thing that I hear supervisors a lot talk about, and other people that don't know their whatever from a hole in the ground when it comes to this stuff, and they generally don't have your best interest in mind. And they say, well, you're doctor shopping. And I hate that term, doctor shopping, because if I was you, I would shop the hell out of doctors if they couldn't do the job. Because I know that a doctor that doesn't know what they're doing is a killer to an OWCP claim.
Yeah.
So I don't care if someone thinks or says it's a red flag. If you're not doing anything wrong, then shop the hell out of doctors. They don't have to approve changes to doctors, and you are allowed to go to any doctor you want. It's your health, your right. So you can go anywhere you want because they don't have to approve it anyways. They can just say no. So there's no red flags there. I would say that your claim's approved, so I'm really thankful for that. But if your claim's not approved, one of the things on my change of doctor form, reasons for changing, is my claim's been denied and my doctor's tried getting approved blank number of times. Enough is enough at some point. We're moving on. So there are no red flags. if your goal is to, have your best interest in mind, then you may be the only one. So go at it.
Sharon Loring said, I love my book. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Ron Jackson said, you need to get the book. I love it, and it has great information in it. Trust me.
Thanks, Ron.
So listen, those of you who've been seeing that I've been posting, Christmas is 184 days away, and snow pictures.
I don't see this as a Christmas present, but she does. To me, it's just a guide.
You guys have secret Santas at your jobs, and it's going to be tight this year with everything going on with finances. This is $15. Get it and buy one for you and get one for your friend. So it's like buy one, get one for another $14.95. So buy two.
Anyways.
So these are a great gift. All the union local presidents. This is great because we've had multiple union presidents buy it and give it to their
in bulk, yeah.
To their union family, with like the secretaries, the treasurer, everybody. So you guys, it's like if you needed a question and we can't get to it right away, or Jennifer or Emmy or Chris and I, the answer's in here. Trust me, it's in here.
And I will say this: I think this is critically important. I really love unions. I have a special place in my heart for them. I've spent a lot of time and with all the various unions and helping, and I've heard all the very sad stories, the horror stories. And one of the things that's really upsetting to me, especially now that I can't train in person, is that too many stewards aren't trained in OWCP. One of the unions in particular, I think, encourages people not to go to the stewards. And I think that's because the stewards aren't trained. Well, if the presidents, and look, I love you presidents, okay? Some of the best information I've gotten is from you. If you would get this for all your stewards and have them, at least, they don't have to memorize it. This is hard to memorize, but keep it with them.
Yeah.
They'd be so much more equipped to help the members, and that's what we need. The members need some bullets in the chamber. If you don't like gun references, then this might not be the place for you, because I like them. But that's what you need. You got to have a fighting chance to win. And the members obviously rely on stewards to be helpers, to assist them. But if you don't, as a steward, know the information, you're going to have a really hard time. And you'll be like a lot of the stewards that I'm friends with. You'll be calling me for the answers, which is perfectly fine. But how about you just have them? So, presidents, I think you should buy this for all your stewards. I think you should buy it for all your members. Nobody should ever have to have a problem with OWCP again, ever. That should go away. That should not be a thing we talk about anymore. 2 years from now, I should not have to teach this anymore, because you all have it. And if you don't think this is a problem, ask around to your friends that had their claims denied multiple times. It's terrible. It's absolutely horrible. The subtitle to this is Overcoming Obstacles That Lead to Personal Life Destruction. And most of you don't have to be told this story, but, hearing about someone that's moving out of their house and not knowing where to go, or they got fired, or they can't pay their kids' tuition at school, they're losing their car, it's been repoed because they're not getting paid. Somebody that's not been paid for a year, a lot of people can't overcome that. A lot of us live paycheck to paycheck. And so what this does is it prevents your members from having to resort to the worst possible things, These claims should just get accepted, and people should just get paid.
Yeah, Carol, like you said, way too many branches are lacking in training for sure.
Well, it's hard. Look, unions
that.
have to learn a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I only have to know this one thing. I learned OWCP. I don't have to know the rest of the stuff that they have to know. But many of them don't know this, and you need them to.
Yeah.
You need them to know this as much as you need them to know other stuff. So I think everyone should get it, and I would be very grateful if I could, wake up tomorrow and see a bunch of orders of 20 or more, like some of the union presidents have done. And
we sent out a box the last time for the mail handlers.
One of them, bought 20 books, and another bought 7, another bought another handful of them. And with the right thing in mind, that we're not going to let our people struggle anymore and suffer anymore. And that's the whole purpose of this thing. So for those of you that did that, thank you. For those of you that are about to, because it's the right thing, thank you as well.
All right, Kim Marie says, haven't had a chance to call Jennifer back. In the meantime, just a simple question. Do I have to live with the MMI my surgeon gave, or is it okay to go to your doctor in Racine for a second opinion rating?
You can go to a second opinion rating. I talk about this extensively in the book because schedule awards are such a big deal. There's money involved, and you got hurt and you deserve it. But there's a guide. There's a formula, and no doctor can veer off of the formula. It is what it is. And if they follow the 6th edition guide, the impairment percentage should be automatic. There should be no variation from one doctor to the next. But with that said, I know a lot of doctors. I know a lot of doctors that think they know more than they do, and many that don't know nearly enough. So it might not hurt. That's what I'm saying. It might not hurt. If you can get another doctor to take a second look at it, that might be in your interest. They may come up with the same answer, but if it's a better one, it could be in your interest.
And you're always allowed to get a second opinion.
Yeah. You're not going to get in trouble for asking another doctor to look at something.
No.
Period.
BK Harvey says, claim approved thanks to you guys. Well, you're welcome.
Right.
On modified work duty, some weeks I get the number of hours worked, so no OWCP hours for pay are allowed. Other weeks I am eligible for pay. It is erratic, my work schedule. What is the timeline for submitting CA7s for pay? Still seeing a doctor and surgery may be necessary.
Great question. So there's not really a timeline that you have to submit it, although they recommend that you submit it every 2 weeks. If you miss a submission, they'll still accept it late. So that's the good news. But they want you to submit every 2 weeks. If you're late, don't not submit. Go back and get your money.
Yeah, get your money. I mean, we know we know carriers like Kim Davis in Fort Myers. She got a nice little paycheck.
Yeah.
From filing her CA7s. It took her a little bit.
But it happened.
But it happened, and she was so super happy.
So plug away at it. Don't give up. Whatever happens. If you're somebody that keeps getting denied, go again. Go again. Go again. Never give up. Ever. Don't ever give up. This is your money, and you deserve it. Don't give up.
Yeah. Valerie said, correct procedure for $24.99 offer.
I'm not sure what a $24.99 offer is.
Yeah, so you guys understand, we know the OWCP, the injury side of everything that you guys are dealing with. So those little things when you guys ask us, those are things we don't know. So
like the little code words and code numbers.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. If you're talking about they make a limited duty offer to you, generally you have to accept it, or you have to have a very damn good reason not to, because if you don't accept it, they can cut you off completely. So if it matches your CA17 restrictions, then the rule says you need to take it. Otherwise, they don't have to pay you.
They said it's a limited duty.
Yeah. Okay. That was my assumption. So you need to take it. If you're not sure if it's within your restrictions, then a sign that you're accepting it under protest, and then take it immediately to your doctor. Because ultimately, if it goes outside of your doctor's restrictions, they can't offer it to you. So they'll have to go back and modify it.
Yeah. Kim said, thanks guys, I'm not confident my doctor really knew what he was doing.
Most of them don't. It's okay. Most of them don't.
He looked at her cross-eyed when she mentioned the 6th edition. At least you knew that you had to get the 6th edition, so that's a good plus for you.
Yeah, I like that you didn't just stand up and walk out. That was really polite of you.
Yeah. Marianne Lou said, what would be the advantage or disadvantage of disability retirement?
So number one, disability retirement is a personal life decision, okay? I will tell you what's on both sides of it. If you accept disability retirement, or if you request disability retirement and you're approved, the first year you get 60% of your income, and every year thereafter you get 40%. I don't know anybody that can live off of that. The other side of that is while you're on disability retirement, you can also get a non-federal job and collect 80% of your previous income with that job. So let's say you were making $1,000 a week. By year 2, you're now making $400 a week. But you can also get another job that makes up to $800 a week, okay? Because that's 80% of your 1,000. So in that case, you'd be making 120% of what you were making before. That's the upside. The downside is you're no longer a federal employee. And, there are other requirements, like you have to apply for Social Security. You don't have to be approved, but you have to apply. And, you're not getting 100% of your income. I don't like disability. I prefer you just to get better and get back to work. But that's the truth of it. And if you'd like more information, I can give it to you. It's not OWCP. All federal employees are eligible for disability, even if they weren't hurt at work. That you can get a disease that prevents you from working and has nothing to do with a work-related injury, and you can still get disability. So I hope that answered your question as thoroughly as you needed it to. For more information, I'm happy to help you, though.
Joanne, at the bottom of the screen right there, I pinned the website where you can order the book. If you click on it, it can go. There's a website. There's also a Facebook page.
And it's in the description of this video, too.
Yeah. So just look at the bottom where where's my finger?
It's right there.
The bottom, right there. Mm-hmm. And I pinned it.
It's breakingowcp.com.
I know you guys are wondering, I'm like looking off laughing. We have Gizmo on the ground.
He's our Shih Tzu.
And he is like, when Chris was talking, he's like dead staring at him like he's being talked to. It's the cutest thing. So I took a picture.
So this is Gizmo.
Say hi, Giz.
Hey, look at the screen. Look up there. There he is. And when I'm talking, he's listening because this is my little shadow.
Yeah.
This is my very good buddy. And wherever I'm at, he's watching.
All right, so we got some questions coming in. Okay, so Joanne, like I said, if anybody wants the book, just go ahead and look at I pinned the comment below, and you'll see that we have it there.
Yeah, if you get it tonight, I'll ship it tomorrow. I always ship it in 24 hours.
Yeah, Kelly says, if one gets denied in a CA1, what is the appeal process like?
Hey, great question. That's in the book, but I'm going to answer it still. Every denial comes with a denial letter from Department of Labor. So check your mail. You're going to get a letter from the United States Department of Labor, or U.S. Department of Labor. And it's going to have a letter explaining why you were denied. You'll need to take that letter back to your doctor and have the doctor, and you read it as well. I recommend it. It's your life. Have the doctor find the specific reason in the letter, and it will be there, why your claim was denied. And then your doctor needs to write a narrative report or an addendum report or whatever. It's got to write something explaining, how to fix it. You got to fix a denial. And then that new information is used to do a reconsideration. Your denial letter comes with a form called an appeal request form. In that appeal request form, you're going to elect reconsideration, turn that into DOL, and make sure the doctor's narrative goes in too. And you're going to have to explain why you want it reconsidered. But you need that new information from the doctor and do a reconsideration. You have 12 months from the denial to reconsider. If you choose any of the other appeal options, your time frames go away. They're terrible, so don't do that to yourself. In the book, I go into great detail on that, but I'm telling you here, choose reconsideration on the appeal form and get a new narrative from your doctor and send those in.
Yep. Rick, are there any OWCP doctor locations in Kentucky? Not yet, but we are coming. And I know we both have been saying we're coming. We have, like, in the next month, by the end of July, a big Zoom meeting with doctors nationwide that are going to listen to what we do and how they can become a part of the franchise. So please be patient. By the end of the year, there'll be a handful more of doctors.
And our partner Tom just moved to Ohio. He's in Dayton, so that's not that far from the Kentucky border. Very shortly after he gets moved and settled in and stuff, he's going doctor hunting.
Yeah. In
Kentucky and in Ohio. So we're making a real push for that part of the country.
My neck is hurting, so I'm trying to, yeah. Melissa says, does the book cover adding diagnosis to an existing claim? I've had 2 OWCP neck surgeries, and the doctor has been trying to add more levels for a year.
I'm looking at the table of contents. Hang on a second.
Oh, thank you, Kim Marie. We try to be as resourceful as we possibly can to all of you in all unions, all agencies for federal employees.
Yeah, that's not in here. But the reason why is the purpose of this book is to assist in getting claims accepted the first time around because denials are terrible. 1 out of 13 federal employees has an accepted claim. What happens after a claim is accepted will probably be in a second book, But what you're talking about is a diagnosis expansion. Once your claim is accepted, your doctor wants to add a diagnosis to your claim, and that's how they do it. They write a report called a diagnosis expansion report, and it's just like a new narrative. They have to explain why the new diagnosis is related to the existing injury that's approved.
All right, hold on. There's a bunch of them. Okay, so Rajinder asks, I have my medical bills from my doctor, which is for my work-related injury. Before they were work comp accepted my case. Mm-hmm. I talked to my claims examiner. He said if I pay my bill myself and submit a CA 915, he is not sure that Department of Labor will pay the whole amount. What should I do?
So first of all, your doctor's bills are your doctor's problem. If your claim's accepted now, your doctor should be able to file and get paid themselves. That's their job, not yours. If you pay the doctor's bill, there's no guarantee that with a 915 form, they will reimburse you. When the doctor submits pre-authorization requests and sends their billing in, they get paid. I can tell you for sure. They get paid almost automatically unless their bills are fraudulent, which they almost never are, or unless they're excessive which is hard to prove, and they almost never are. Usually, all services that a doctor provides that are necessary for your injury are paid. So if your claim's accepted, your doctor needs to have your claim number and bill it. If they have a hard time billing it, I have a billing company I can help them with, but I don't want you paying the bill. Send them to me, 877-787-6927, or OWCP, 877-787-OWCP. If your doctor calls and says, can you help me collect my money, I'll help them collect their money, just so you don't have to. Don't pay it yourself.
I'm phrasing.
Anyways.
All right, Gloria says, question, CA1 on a torn rotator cuff, had surgery 14 years ago. Now same surgery, have multiple tests. Doctor says either repair or possible shoulder replacement. Do you use a previous CA1 claim or now a CA2?
Well, if all of this is because of the original CA1 injury, that's what you use.
But if not?
I mean, if it's a new condition, then you'd use a new claim number or a new claim. But if it's all related to the old claim, you use the old claim. It's really simple.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
All right. Mr. Harvey says, thanks. I've been using my sick leave to see my doctor and finally got my postmaster to understand that I should get LWOP, OWCP for payment when I go to the doctor about my work injury.
Yeah, you get up to 4 hours of your work shift to go to the doctor and get paid.
Yeah. You guys don't realize all the benefits you have.
If you get your claim accepted.
Yeah. Do I dare go back and get my payment from OWCP for each visit? It's been almost a year when I was injured.
Well, absolutely.
Yes.
That's your money. Now, look, if you're good with not getting your money, don't. But I think you probably want your money. So I think you should go get it.
All right. We have a very angry Brittany McDonald here.
Welcome to the club.
All right, Miss McDonald. Anyone know what the heck we're supposed to do when we get injured on the job and DOL takes their sweet time reviewing, denying your case?
Mm-hmm.
I went through all the appropriate steps and gave them everything they asked for and more, and still nothing. Injury happened January 20th, delivering Amazon packages. I can't return to the route since I've been restricted from prolonged driving, walking, standing, lifting, squatting, basically my entire job. I have not been paid a dime for anything, not even PT time, travel, or any actual hours work since then. And shit is getting real. You blocked it out, but I said it.
We don't mind using that language
And
here.
shit's getting real financially. OIC skipped me on my matrix route for 3 weeks now, claiming that she can because I can't run the whole route on my own and someone below me can. So I lose the work and get no pay at all. Something has to give. I seriously have possibility permanent damage to my right foot and ankle. If being in almost constant pain isn't enough, I have to stress over all the financial aspects of it as well. Number one.
Hold on. Let me just say something. You are the example as why this book is written.
That's why I said number one.
So get the book. All of you, get the book. Her story is exactly why this book was written. It was written for that story, to answer those questions and to solve those problems. So number one, you're in luck. You came to this page tonight and watched this video. With Facebook Messenger at Wednesday Night Chats here, send me your denial, your most recent denial, and send me the doctor's narrative that went in for them to make that decision. Let me see what they did.
Yeah, and tell us where you're located.
Yeah.
Maybe we know of a doctor that we trained close to you that could actually help you so you're not going through this.
Yeah, so we can help you with that. I can take a look at your narrative and your denial and tell you what's going on and how to fix it. If you're close to a doctor that I've trained, you can go there if you choose to. You know, that's your choice. We're not a referral service, but I hate your denial, so you should consider it. But what happens is, you know, you send in your claim, you file everything on time, and your doctor writes a report, sends that to DOL. DOL responds by denying, and there's a specific denial reason. Typically, it's because the medical narrative from the doctor is substandard. I go into great detail on this in the book. And doctors have to then go and do a reconsideration. You do the reconsideration, but they write an appeal letter on your behalf, explaining, you know, what the disconnect was and fixing it. And if it comes back 3-4 times denied, the doctor has to continually go back and fix it. A good, compassionate doctor will go back an infinite number of times and never give up. As I tell you, never give up. So that's the deal. Send me your letter. Send me your doctor's narrative. Let me take a look at it. I'll be happy to review it. And let us know where you're at.
She's in Hayden, Alabama. So we have,
Alabama?
We have a doctor in Bessemer, Dr.
Nobody in
Harper.
Alabama should ever have a denial.
Yeah, he's awesome, and I don't know how far that is to you.
But it's closer than out of state.
Yeah, so if I were you, you can give me a call tomorrow, me or Jennifer or Emmy, and they'll get you into Dr. Harper's office and take all of this nonsense paperwork and everything you've been dealing with and let us get you the help you need. And Alabama, I mean, we love Alabama.
Yeah, and when you go there, take your CA1, take your denial letter, take your previous narratives, take your imaging. You know, when you talk to Jennifer, she'll tell you what to bring, but definitely send that stuff to me anyways and let us get a head start on it. I'll be happy to help. And even if you're somebody, not you, but other people, and you're not in a state where I can help you, I can still help you. So that's what we do here.
So Valerie, we have Dr. Rashmwala, Dr. Cameraman, Dr. Isaac, and Andrew in our Clearwater office, and we get people from
South Carolina
that drive down to see him. And
because denied claims suck, and we don't get those here.
Yeah, we're not going to put an office in Tampa because Clearwater is right here.
Yeah, it's real close.
I mean, we drive back and forth to Tampa. Another location will be out in Lake City and Auburndale.
There will eventually be a dozen locations. I'd say in the next year, there will be 6 to 12 new locations in Florida.
And we're looking, Dr. Rushmwall is looking into Fort Myers as well.
Yeah.
So,
because you guys need that help,
Yeah.
and you're currently not getting it, and that's a real frustration for me in Fort Myers.
yeah. Linda Stoner, my reconsideration was denied because pain isn't covered and my surgeon refused to write another letter. I still need to call Racine doctor about that. It will be interesting because it's a 7-hour drive one way, and if I sit much over an hour, I have trouble walking. Is there any way, I mean, I know this sounds, I don't know what your financial situation is, but if you can fly over there.
Yeah, get a hotel room.
Get a hotel, stay a day or two.
Now, you can get that stuff pre-approved by a claims examiner and get it paid with an OWCP 957 form. It's worth trying. You can call the claims examiner and ask.
Prakash said, I'm on work comp from more than 1 year. My one rotator cuff surgery is done. After surgery, my shoulder was frozen and another surgery needs to be done. It also is approved. Due to the COVID-19, I don't feel safe to do surgery right now. My question is that, can OWCP insist me to surgery within a certain time limit? I'm 60 plus, heart patient, and high blood pressure.
This is a exceptional time that we're living in, and I honestly would be shocked if OWCP would put you in a position where you don't feel safe and you feel, afraid for your life. I would talk to the claims examiner, though. I would definitely keep an open line of communication with the claims examiner, with a nurse case manager if you have one, and then talk to your doctor and find out what are their safety precautions. Look, we know a lot of doctors. That's what we do for a living. And we know that doctors are putting together a lot of really, really extreme safety precautions so that you can go in and get what you need. I would never assume to tell you what you should do with your life because that's a scary situation. But definitely communicate with everybody and let them know what's going on.
Okay, so Ms. McDonald, you said you're already seeing Dr. Harper. So what I suggest that you do is contact Jennifer, and she can help you with this. Trust me, she will help you with this, and we'll work with you on this very closely.
But I'm glad you're already getting help in that office.
Yeah.
Then I will tell you, don't give up.
Yeah.
Gizmo likes to dig, so.
Kelly.
I don't know where he's going. I think to China.
Where
are you going?
No, he can't go to China, and
Where are you going?
I think there's gold under the floors here.
Oh, well then keep digging.
Kelly says, what is the CNSI? How is it affiliated with OWCP? The heck is CNSI?
I don't know. So maybe that's the new payer, CNSI. They just moved to from Conduit to a new payment processor, a web bill payment processor. Maybe that's what it is. It's so new I don't have their name memorized, but maybe that's it. If not, I have no idea what CNSI is. But I think that's what you're talking about.
Rajinder, you said, what should I send you, the bills and my case number?
Yeah, definitely send a case number. That'd be interesting. What I need is, denial letters and narrative reports.
Ashley Turner, I'm in San Antonio and I need a neurologist. My treating physician says the only one that takes workers' comp is in Houston. Do you all know of any?
Well, I mean, I know a doctor in Houston that I trained.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody in San Antonio yet, but I am actively pursuing a doctor in San Antonio to work in our franchise and use our system. But right now I don't have any. I'm really sorry. I don't know anybody there.
Emanuela says, y'all are amazing. And
You're
kind
amazing.
words.
Thank you. Thank you.
Penny, no, we don't have a doctor in Spokane, Washington yet.
Or anywhere in Washington.
We're coming. I hate that I keep saying that to you
Well,
guys.
listen, you have to understand, I can't force doctors to sign on. They have to decide they want to. And what I can do is do the very best job I can at selling the idea to them, and I'm trying my best. And right now it's a really hard time. Like I said, with COVID and stuff, it's like everyone's got their head buried in the ground. Like, they don't want to work. I don't understand that. Like, you guys still need the help. So we haven't stopped. We're just trying to find doctors that are like-minded and, want to get in there and get the work done.
None of the OWCP doctors that we trained have shut down since COVID started, and I admire that, and way to go to their staff and the doctors that are there behind.
Our Norwood office in Massachusetts had to. They were required to for a couple weeks. But, yeah, our other offices, they didn't miss a step.
Yeah.
They just put safety precautions in place and just kept moving.
Melissa says Dr. Harper and Dr. Alexander are great in Alabama.
Yeah.
Joanne, you said, is there any schedule award for loss of teeth from a fall that was approved?
I'm pretty sure that there is. There's a chart, a schedule award chart. You could actually Google that, schedule award chart, and you'll get to see it. They have all the different body parts listed. I think that's in there.
Kelly said, my district claims lady has been my biggest problem from day one.
Yeah.
I seriously need help with this district. I am not with NALC, unfortunately, and can't even get a union rep involved. Said they don't do work comp cases.
Huh. I know what union you're involved with. Give us a call tomorrow and let us help you. We'll be happy to.
Who helps when it's the district who's fighting their own employees to file for help?
We do.
Yeah.
We'll be happy to help.
Brittany McDonald said, thank you two so much.
You're welcome.
Christine said, CNSI, yes, it's the payment processing system. And Nina, yes, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, so they just changed from a company called Conduit to CNSI. And that's who processes payments, accepts pre-authorizations. That's who does credentialing for doctors. And that's also where the provider search portal is for OWCP, which, it sucks, but that's where it's at. And so that's the new Conduit.
Yeah. Ms. Boss said, I was told I needed to see an orthopedic surgeon for a possible torn ACL. Every doctor I call in town does not accept federal workers' comp suggestions. Ms. Boss, what city and state do you live in? Let me know.
Yeah.
And
because the suggestion is to find one that will.
Yeah.
I understand that sounds, crazy probably if you've called every doctor and they won't. When your claim is accepted, they definitely will. Somebody will when your claim's already accepted. So I'm guessing if they won't take it, your claim's not approved yet. So we got to work on that. One step at a time. Let's get your claim approved. If it already is, let me know. And let us know where you're located.
Diamond says, do you guys have any doctors in North Carolina? Well, we don't have a federal injury centers in North Carolina, but Chris trained Dr. Roosevelt Smith, who is in Greensboro, North Carolina. That's the only one that we know, and so far he's done an amazing job.
He's spectacular. He's really good at this.
We've never had anyone complain about him. And
anybody that complains, listen, denied claims suck, and getting them accepted doesn't, and he gets your claims accepted.
Yeah, and maybe he will come on with federal injury centers one day. Who knows?
I made the offer.
Yeah. Miss Boss said she's in Amarillo, Texas for an orthopedic surgeon.
Boy, I'll tell you what, you can take a trip.
She can call Jennifer. Maybe Jennifer knows.
Yeah, just give us your number, message us what your phone number is, or let us get Jennifer in touch with you. Because although you're in Amarillo and there's not one there, Texas is loaded with OWCP surgeons.
Where's that at in Texas?
It's like West Texas. It's out there.
Oh.
So I'm from Denton, and that's why I'm kind of know where the lay of the land of Texas. But a lot of people leave the state. Now, from Amarillo going to Dallas is like leaving the state for other people. But you can definitely find a doctor in your state because there's plenty of them. And I know a guy, my very best friend, knows all of the best OWCP surgeons. So if you're willing, we can find one for you.
Look, I drove to Florida with my family 22 years ago. It took 22 hours to get out of the state of Texas.
Some people here in Florida, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a new Florida resident. I'm a fifth-generation Texan. And driving far is no big deal because, as you know, from Texas, you can drive 18 hours and still be there.
In Texas.
But here, like driving 30 minutes seems like forever. And I just think, well, gosh, that's like driving to the other side of town for me. Anyways, we can happily help you find a doctor in Texas. That might be the best I can do for you.
Camilla Reynolds, hello from Chicago. We hope everything is safe out in Chicago. So please,
yeah.
everybody, wherever you're at, please stay safe at these times. It's crazy.
Keep your head down.
Yeah. Miss McDonald said, my denial letters are only showing the original report from urgent care, nothing from Dr. Harper, although I've been seeing him since February. Is this typical?
No, not at all. In fact, you need to talk to Jennifer tomorrow, and because she helps him with his case management and find out what's going on and where your report's at. And that sounds like a very solvable problem.
That's easy.
That could be solved tomorrow.
Yeah. So to end tonight,
has it already been an hour?
Doctor in Atlanta. No, we don't have a doctor in Atlanta.
Not yet.
We are coming.
And I have 5 prospects around Atlanta, so hang in there. Until then, you can, if you like, you can make the 2-hour trip to Bessemer in Alabama.
Tammy said, just like California, you can drive for hours and still be in California. Yes, I also lived in California, and it took forever to get to one end.
And in California, you can't find a single doctor that promotes themselves as OWCP doctor. It's like they just don't want this stuff. So I'm also hitting California pretty heavy.
Elizabeth Thick said, my claim was approved. I haven't received any money since January.
Well, okay. We have to talk about, did you fill out your CA7s correctly? And did you attach the documentation that this book says you need to attach? If you just fill out a CA7 and turn it in, you're not going to get paid. If you attach the correct documentation, you will get paid, or at least your likelihood goes way up.
Amber says, so once my claim gets accepted, do I submit all my CA7s at once?
Yeah.
One for each pay period I was off work?
Yeah. Keep it organized. Make sure you have your right documentation, and then send it all in.
Robert Jr. said, I have 13 stress fractures in my left foot in the last 16 years.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Probably a carrier walking up to 10 miles a day.
Yeah. Should I file a CA2? I'm in Philadelphia, and my foot doctor won't back me up.
Okay, so I can't give you definitively that you should file a CA2 because that's a medical decision, and I'm not a doctor. What I can tell you is that if your injuries developed over a long period of time of at least 2 or more days, then it is a CA2. If any of those stress fractures happen in a single day, it's a CA1. And you can see where it'd be hard for me to say. But if they all developed over a long period of time, that is textbook a CA2.
Arlene, you said we have nothing in North Dakota. Do you guys have any idea where I can get information regarding what we do or what our options may be after you have an OWCP approved surgery?
North Dakota is one of those just rough states for OWCP.
But we are going to have something in North Dakota.
Yeah, so for me, I love those states. The states in the center of the country, other people call those, I don't want to say which people do it, call it flyover states. I call them fly into states. I love them the most. And we're definitely focusing on states like North Dakota to get doctors in your area. It's going to be tough. There's a lot of options that I don't like using your health insurance and getting reimbursed. Flying out of state to find another doctor, I don't like that either, but if you have to do it. Making a road trip to find a doctor, I don't like that either. None of these are good options, but they're options. And sometimes you only have the bad ones to choose from.
Sylvia said, I may have some doctors for you. I was speaking to Jennifer, and she said I need to be in touch with you guys. Let's talk later. So, Sylvia, go ahead and message me either on my personal Facebook page or this one with your phone number. We'll give you a call. And if anybody out there knows of any doctors that are interested, please give them my number.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing a Zoom meeting soon for doctors.
Yeah.
So we can push this and get some places open before the end of the year.
Yeah, and thanks. And we really appreciate referrals like that. And if, by the way, any of you out there have a doctor that you refer over to me and they sign up, we pay 10% of the franchise fee back to you. I'm allowed to do that, so I do. It's my company. So I'm happy to incentivize you going out and looking for doctors. And I appreciate it. Because if you find one for you, it helps all your coworkers too.
Let's see. Penny Holler said, if a claim is accepted, can they later unaccept it?
Nope. Now,
there's your answer.
They can find out later, which for sure won't happen. This is not you, but hypothetically, later on they could get new information that they find that your claim was fraudulent. They can accept it then. But I pray that none of you will do that because you can be fined and imprisoned for that. I'm sure that's not you. But I don't think that outside of a fraudulent claim, they can go back and unaccept it.
Yeah, Elizabeth, you're saying every time you submit, they'll find something else. So
Yeah.
if you want, email Chris at federalinjurycenters.com and let's see what these orthopedic surgeons are submitting. Maybe it's just some little word and that happens.
Be patient with me because
Yeah.
there's a lot of you and one of me, but I'm always happy to do it.
So you can send it to Chris at federalinjurycenters.com or me, Gini at federalinjurycenters.com, and we'll take a look at it and get you help and figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Because you're right, they get denied because of something is just not worded correctly.
So there's probably more questions, and it's already been an hour, and we're going to go ahead and start locking it down, shutting it down.
Yeah.
But keep your questions coming. We'll get to them. We'll go into the comments and ask them, so you don't have to stop asking. The live video is just going to end.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. Again, I want you to go to breakingowcp.com and get the book and get the free downloads as well, because those are really useful. Pass them out to your friends. And she's really serious about you getting the book. If you're a union president, buy a lot of books because you need them. And you need to pass them out to your stewards and hopefully to the other members. And what we need... Okay, babe. They're not paying attention to me anymore, which I wouldn't either if I was looking at her. What we need is for everybody to have this information so you can stop having denied claims and stop having denied payment and stop all the the tragic things that come as a result. So get the book at breakingowcp.com. Get it tonight. I'll mail it tomorrow.
Pinned down below. Also, don't forget that our apps are finally all up for Android and iPhone. It's federalinjurycenters.com.
No, it's not .com. Federal Injury Centers.
Federal Injury Centers. Go on your Google Play Store or your Apple Store and download it. There's a lot of information on there. It's a really fun app. Yeah,
it's free. It's just one more way that we can get some information to you. And I can't believe I didn't say this, but get on Twitter at Fed Injury Center. I understand, Twitter is a pain in the you-know-what. I agree. That's why I don't bother you unless I have something really valuable for you. So just get on there. Don't follow anybody else. Follow me at the @ Fed Injury Center. And you'll have a lot of useful information there. You can roll through and read it all in a very short amount of time because I don't post a lot of stuff there because it's only there to help you. So that's your page. You need to get on it at Fed Injury Center. It's your page. So go there and get on it.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. We have Instagram, Federal Injury Centers. LinkedIn, it's Gini or Chris Helms. Follow us on our Wednesday night page. You're welcome to follow us on our personal page.
Follow me on Breaking OWCP.
Also on Breaking
on
OWCP.
Facebook. We have so many ways that we're trying to just get this information to you for free. There's all this free avenues of information. All you've got to do is go there, share, and follow. Okay,
so Kelly, the email address is either Chris or Gini, Gini, at federalinjurycenters.com.
Yeah.
The phone number to reach us is 877-787-OWCP. And the app name is Federal Injury Centers, either on your Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Just Google that, go into that, and it's a free app.
Yeah.
So, and I think we answered almost all the questions. We want to say thank you.
Yeah, thanks. And great job tonight. Those are great questions.
We will see you guys next week. And we have Lauren on here, my son's girlfriend, saying hello.
Hey, Lauren.
Tomorrow she's going to be 20. She's going to be 21 tomorrow. So we're going to
everyone give her a happy birthday.
Celebrate with her. So she's my little one. So we will see you guys next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys have any topics you want us to discuss on our Wednesday night chats, please feel free to message me the things that you guys want to hear and for us to educate. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Have a good night. See you later.
Bye.